Hello YouTube. Okay. Well, you got to see the Compact 16, and in the background you saw a bigger boat. That would be my Luger Voyager. It's a 30-foot kit sailboat built from the mid-70s to the late 80s in Minnesota by Luger Industries. They made a number of boats. I have some literature that I figured I'd share with you about the Luger Voyager 30 and the Fairwinds and the 21, the 26, and the 30 models that were offered, and then they had a 21 day sailor and a 26 overnighters. And they also offered the Luger hull as a trawler. So interesting for some people to see. Hopefully, you know, I've looked at the manual for a print date, or the sales literature, it's not a manual, and I haven't found one. So from what year this is, I'm not sure, but it's their 28th year, and they're no longer in business. But here, we're gonna flip by magic. Okay, so the literature speaks for itself. As we come to the first page, we have the Fairwinds Cruiser Racer. And then we have some of their other boats, smaller boats, swing keel options, and the specifications. I'm trying to make this legible for you if you have questions about it. My photography, my videography is something I'm learning along the way, so bear with me. So this is just more of a pictorial. I'm not going to give all the detailed literature, but if you have a comment or questions or would like a copy, I can probably shoot you off one, email or something along those lines. To give you an idea of what was out there. Now, I found mine from the second owner. I am now the third owner, and the boat's never been in the water. I believe I'm the only one to take it off the trailer, and I did that with a 2-ton shop jack, jacked up the keel, rested it on the large foam blocks that you see trailers shipped upon, and replaced the boards that it sits on the trailer on. Now, something interesting I had never known until I got this sales brochure is the trawler models and the pilot house models that I've never seen one. I'm sure they're out there. They've just not been spotted by me. And they come in different lengths, a 26 and a 21 foot. And these are all fiberglass hulls that you got as a kit with many options, and some of the specifications about them, and then trailer options and what they came as far as the trailers. The rigging and the running lighting, and they did offer this as a complete kit. Now, this is what really makes it interesting to me, is the trawler option. And I've looked online. I've never come across one. If you do come across one, share. If you know where there's one sitting in a marina, have a look at it. Now, these were finished by the owners generally, and gives you an idea of what they were to look like. Now, the 3-axle trailer is the trailer that I have, and the bunks that the boat rests on are what I replaced by jacking up the hull, and a cross section of what the Vagabond would look like kitted out. I find quite interesting, and I'm hoping that sharing it with you, is interesting for you too. So my layout, I do not have the Vagabond, but then they also have a coaster, and believe it's meant to be a fishing trawler with a small cabin in the nose. Kind of a working boat. The hull on mine is very thick, and the West Wind and Windward day sailors, you know when they came out. There's no dates in this on the printing at all. And I thought somebody might find this interesting. Now I do have my blueprints for my Luger Voyager, and there's no pre-cut wood. The only thing that came with the kit for my boat, and this is a lot of the photocopied stuff that I received from the original owner, and it just goes through what to, or a article in one of the boat magazines of the day about the Voyager. Possibly this is sales literature, I'm not positive. Online I've seen some of this replicated, but it gives the specifications. I have put in my ports, my 3 port windows. I haven't done my large windows in the main cabin. My hold-to-deck joint is glassed, and I'm going to delete the swing keel. After speaking to 4 people who've had a Voyager, who've owned one, 3 out of the 4 said they never sailed with the keel down. 2 of them because it jammed up and they could never get it to release, and they always sailed with it and never felt concerned about its riding ability. But even this is original copy from the manufactured website. I downloaded it from a PDF file from the Luger Voyager boat group, which I'm a member of. Haven't been on there in a while, but I know it still exists, and I see their Facebook group, which I've shared my videos with. Hope that's okay with them. All the equipment that I received with it was the standing rigging, the mast, the boom, the fittings. I didn't have any deck winches with mine. That wasn't part of the kit. You were to source those on your own. I had sourced 5 winches from a hunter in Salt Lake City when I lived there, and the person who I sourced them worked at a chrome shop, and so he had taken them in and had them replated, so essentially they're brand new. The pawls and the ratchets on them all are in great shape. He had new springs ordered for the winches, and I want to say one's a Bartlett, and then another manufacturer, and there's decent sized winches appropriate to the boat. The boat that they came out of was a 32, and that got damaged in a flood, whatever, in Salt Lake City in '83, and these were laying around of no use to him. But he had the receipt for rechroming, and for $200 for 5 winches that have been cared for and complete, I scooped him up. Anyway, that's just kind of an update about the boat. Oh, that doesn't work.